Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a short presentation for you entitled What is an ABRSM exam? This video is targeted at parents or students who have no idea what an ABRSM exam is, and I'm going to cover all the bases, I think, to get you started so you have a rough idea of what to expect and what is needed in this exam. So let's get started. ABRSM, they're music exams for all kinds of instruments. ABRSM stands for the Associated Board of the Royal Schools of Music. It's over 100 years old. There's some more facts about it. It's a standard board. It's an internationally recognized qualification, which can earn you UCAS points and also level up your CV. It's seen quite well in the eyes of employers and etc. So what kinds of ABRSM exams are there? We have practical exams, we have theory exams, and jazz exams. These are more or less targeted at beginners. We have grades 1 to 8 with those exams. Oh, not with jazz. Jazz goes 1 to 5. Then there's also more higher level qualifications, diplomas, licentiates, and fellowships. But those are more for music educators and very high level kind of qualifications for adults. Today, I am just really going to focus on one thing, and that is the grade 1 piano exam. What I'm going to be speaking about is mostly relevant to all exams, but some specifics might change from exam to exam. But as I said, this video is really just targeted at complete beginners who just want a really basic idea of what to expect and what does this exam actually mean. So, ABRSM graded instrumental exams come in 4 sections. We have pieces, scales, sight reading, and oral tests. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail for each one. As you can see, the marks for each one of them are on the screen, and the total marks are out of 150. 100 marks is a pass, 120 marks is a merit, 130 is a distinction. So to complete this exam, here's a couple of books that you might need or your teacher might be using. You don't need to buy all of them. I wouldn't say actually you need to buy. Yeah, you don't really need to buy all of them. I'll go through each of them one by one though. So the grade 1 pieces book I'd say is absolutely necessary because you need to, follow the music that's in the book, and it's illegal to make photocopies. So we need to have that book. From this book, you need to do 3 pieces from each list, from list A, B, and C. There are also alternative pieces available, but you'd have to buy an extra book for that. The pieces are marked in terms of their accuracy and also how interesting your performance is, but that's more detail and more information that might be for another video. This is just an overview of what's required. The next part is scales and arpeggios. For grade 1, you need to play 6 scales and 2 arpeggios. For other grades, you might have to play more advanced things, chromatic scales and broken chords and things like that. I wouldn't say this book is actually necessary to buy. You can get by without it. Your teacher should be able to teach these things without the book. Hopefully they've got their methods. I've got my methods for playing scales. But for example, grade 1 is just going to be 1 octave, hands together, C major. So you don't really need the book for that. Your teacher should be able to show you that without the book. I'd say it's important to learn the correct fingering. Even if you make a mistake, just keep going. But later on, learning the correct fingering is going to come in handy. You must play them from memory, and you can play them in any octave. Oral tests, again, I think this is a book that your teacher should probably have. I don't know if it's really necessary for you to have. I mean, if you want to get, get very confident and do really well, then sure, might be a good idea to get this book as well. But generally, your teacher will have these kinds of materials and bring them into the lesson. There's 4 parts to this test. They're on the screen, but they're all quite simple, kind of, oral tests using your ear. Next, there's 2 sight reading books that are commonly used. There's this ABRSM specimen sight reading tests book, and there's also the Improve Your Sight Reading book by Paul Harris. Now, the specimen sight reading books are all on the same level of difficulty throughout the book from the beginning to the end. The Paul Harris book is designed in such a way where you start off with simple exercises and they slowly increase in difficulty as you move on, introducing different challenges. So depends on the student what I'd recommend. But generally this is quite a good book because it starts you off at an easy level and slowly gets more difficult. In grade 1, you only use 5-finger position, which means each finger is going to be in on one note, and we're not going to really move from there. You get 30 seconds to observe this piece of music that you've never seen before, so that kind of gives you an idea of what is necessary here. Finally, taking the exam. Exams are held 3 times in the year: Easter, summer, and winter. They're held in exam centers or some schools. For example, I went to a music school that we had them hosted in our school. However, now with recent times, they're also offering remote assessments available, and you can enter yourself or you can ask your teacher to enter you. Hopefully, you're going to do very well in your exam, and you're not going to end up like this lady over here who I don't think she practiced enough. So, general tips: find a good teacher or follow a guide. I'd say it's best to have a teacher just so you know that you're being prepared thoroughly. Prepare well in advance. Only enter when ready. I cannot stress that enough. Don't put yourself in for the exam if you're not ready. You should be 100% ready, and then the last couple of weeks before the exam should just be, time for you to just soak in the music, maybe add a little bit more dynamics, just become a bit more confident in your pieces. I'd definitely say perform your pieces multiple times to friends and family. The experience of performing live to someone will always be different than actually taking an exam. So you need to be ready basically to play live. Arrive early, warm up properly. Obviously, don't impose stress on yourself before the exam, and of course, smile and do your best. Relax and enjoy it, right? So enjoy your exam. I'm sure you'll do great. I hope you enjoyed this informative video outlining how to take a grade 1 exam. Thank you very much.